cannabis grower who knows what they're doing? Are you looking for a one-stop shop for all things cannabis lighting? Then check out DutchLightingInnovations.com. On our website, you can learn more about our newest UV technology, which allows us to grow stronger, even better terpene profiles while reducing microbial growth. DutchLightingInnovations.com has all your lighting needs, from HPS to CMH to LED and UV. Lights of the highest quality for growers who know what they're doing. Designed, engineered, and made in Holland. Your one-stop shop for all things cannabis, DutchLightingInnovations.com. You can learn more about our newest UV technology. At DLI, we have decades in experience in both commercial and hobby horticulture. As a result, our engineers have developed a brand new range of horticultural lighting products that combine with the tried and tested manufacturing techniques of the existing commercial lighting products with a modern manufacturing process. As a result, we've created a comprehensive line of horticultural lighting products that are designed to enhance user experience and produce better results. That's DutchLightingInnovations.com.
All throughout history, the term stoner has been used a lot. In common usage, it refers to the guilty, the derelict, and the unsavory. The Oxford Dictionary redefines stoned as a state where you have lost your ability to behave or think normally caused by a drug like marijuana or alcohol. I find that to be unacceptable. Welcome to the Daily Chronicles. Here we talk to different types of stoners from all walks of life. So roll up, load up your bongs, ready up that dab, and tune in as we speak the truth about the stigma. This is the Daily Chronicles.
What's going on, my tokers, jokers, and smokers? Welcome back to another edition of the Daily Chronicles, y'all. Today, in the house, we got my dude, the drummer from ARTIFAS, the man himself, Steve Hatmaker. Welcome to the show, dog.
What's up? Dude, that intro was killer, man. That's awesome.
Appreciate you. Actually, so funny story. The producers and I got together, and we all, have meetings from time to time, of course. And we actually want to take ARTIFAS Alive and make that the new intro and put myself into the outro.
Hey.
So we're gonna see what happens. Yeah, we're gonna see what happens. But, hey, man, I appreciate you coming on the show. I really do. We got a lot to talk about. We got so much to talk about.
Yeah,
I feel like
I just hit my 7-month anniversary with the band. Actually, so.
That's exactly it. I was gonna say around this time last year, I had the boys on. Unfortunately, we were without a drummer at that point, and I felt it only necessary to kind of try and fit you in the same year. You know what I'm saying? Nobody knows who lays down these sick ass fucking beats to ARTIFAS, man. So without any other further fucking ado, let's give the people what they want, man. Tell the people who you are.
So, Steve, that's me. I'm the drummer for ARTIFAS, and I just from Ohio, and I just want to, do the damn thing and live the life and go tour and, see the world, you know.
Do the damn
So there
thing.
it is.
Do the damn thing. Well, cheers. Having known the guys in Artifice prior, and known everything that's going on, you kind of, you worried, am I going to be a good fit? Is this going to work out? Are the guys going to like me? What's tour going to be like? All these questions. What were some of I guess, nervous things, No, she's all right. She's fine. Hi, how you doing? It's fine.
She just had to get on camera.
It's all right.
I'll take care of it.
We can edit it. So, before joining the band, what were some of the things that kind of made you nervous? Were you worried the guys weren't going to like you? Were you worried you could keep up? Like, what was the skinny, man?
Well, coming in, it was kind of, I got hurt. Marty, boy, once, just like sent me a message today. It was like, hey, I don't know like what you're doing musically. I know you're in a few projects, but I know a band that just lost their drummer, and they're looking for the guy, and I think that you would be a good fit. And I was like, okay, well, what's their name? Like, what are they about? And he sent me all the info, and immediately I was taken by. I was like, yes, these dudes rip. So I immediately reached out to Scotty and was like, hey, dude, my name's Steve. I think I'm your new drummer. And he was like, cool, dude, nice to meet you. Yeah, do a couple of videos, songs we want you to learn. So I got the chopping, but what I didn't know at the time was how much, like, how big a perfectionist they are. So they wanted the songs to be like played perfectly and how they were recorded, like true to the recording. And a lot of bands offer that, but my experience with that wasn't so much that. Any band that I was in, they just kind of let me do my thing. Get the kick snare parts right and do the fills, tastefully, but still be on time and that kind of thing. So joining this band was like a whole nother level because they wanted me to be perfect, and I had to play the parts perfectly. So it was a little high pressure. It was a little nerve wracking. There was a few weeks there while they were going through the other auditions that I didn't really hear back from them. So I was kind of worried that I didn't get it. So I was really stressed out. I was really anxious, but I didn't want to like reach out too much because I didn't want to like be overpowering or to be too much. So it was a long, grueling like waiting process for me. And when I finally got it, it was just like this huge sigh of relief. Like, all right, cool. I finally get a chance to like prove myself at the higher level. And I quit my job that day. And
that day?
That day. And I packed the suitcase. And I went and stayed on Cody's couch for a week and learned all the songs. And it broke me. Like a lot of the songs broke me. I struggled a lot because I had to get to know the guys, live in a new state, live in a new town, and learn all these songs all at once before tour. So it was a lot of pressure. But I think that's where I thrive, when I'm underneath a lot of pressure and people are looking at me. That's when I kind of get the best out of myself. So
I mean, it makes sense. You came from a kitchen, so you perform under pressure.
Yep, I was a culinary guy for a long time just to make a paycheck, and I did love it for a long time. And then towards the end, I kind of fell out of love with it because
it breaks your heart.
My musical aspirations kind of outweighed my culinary aspirations because being a chef just really wasn't like the long term for me. It was just something that I did until something big came along. So,
which a lot can be said, about chefing, if you will, cooking professionally. Numerous times is it's compared to a ship at sea, from one dock to another, one port to another, and it makes sense, especially in your case. A lot of musicians are cooks, a lot of cooks are musicians, or try to be, vice versa.
It's a very similar lifestyle.
It is. I think going back to joining Artifice and getting to know the boys, they're being kind of thrown at your own personal, agenda and will here. You're thrown against this perfectionism. You move, you quit your job, you get down there. You're learning, these new parts. You're learning these new songs. You're learning these new people. Now, in learning these new people, there are some idiosyncrasies that I want to talk about because I love these guys. I really do. They're great people. The only one that really is an issue that we absolutely have to talk about is how you're not supposed to make eye contact with Cody. Okay? If you make eye contact with Cody, you can't move. It's like being stuck with a Medusa. You know what I'm saying? That's the truth of it. You can't do it. You'll find.
Yeah, actually, it's funny.
I love him to
Cody was outside of Scotty. Cody was the first person that I had actually like spoken with like when I first joined the band. I mean, me and Anthony kind of were like chatting back and forth as I was auditioning and stuff. But
right
when I joined the band, like the first person I stayed with was Cody. So. Immediately out the gate, we were basically like interviewing each other and like where we stand on certain things. Mm-hmm. I think the coolest thing about the ARTIFAS guys that I've learned so far is they're not like your typical like band when it comes to like political views and stuff. Like they have their beliefs, they have their views. I have mine, and a lot of them, most of them are fine, but then other times we disagree on stuff, which is fine. And there's never any like, ad hominem or anybody's like anybody down. There's always just like a straight conversation, and it never gets taken like blown out of proportion to where the point where like we're like fighting or arguing or mad at each other. So it's like super cool, super chill. But Cody is intense sometimes, man. I gotta tell you, he can be a bit intense. So,
I love that, man. I love it. I play a lot of Xbox with
him in the eyes.
Battlefield.
Yeah, looking him in the eyes. It's not advisable at first,
No. That's why I always wear sunglasses.
Yeah. we make eye contact on stage every once in a while, especially if I miss a bill or something. So, yeah.
Well, that's just it, man. Like
every show.
That's it, man. If perfection, that's the truth. Now, I want to talk about a few other things. Let's go on tour. Let's skip the meeting. Let's you learn the songs, you start going on tour almost damn near immediately. So from the fire to the frying pan, if you will,
Yeah.
We live in a society where everyone near the holidays wants to give back, okay? And they want to give back the best way that they can. And sometimes people volunteer at soup kitchens, especially this time of year. Now, when I mention soup kitchen, it's not the same thing.
It's like a fucking culmination of just nasty
thing. It's not. Do you want to explain?
Ham and bean soup. Yeah. Oh God. So, this is for some backstory. This is my first experience touring on an RV. Any band that I toured with before was like in a van or 15 passengers, so there was like barely any privacy to do anything. So then fast forward, I join ARTIFAS and I get like a top bunk and shit, like an actual bunk. And didn't think anything of it. I was like, all right, it's cozy. It's kind of like a coffin, But one of the guys had mentioned that my bunk is the designated jerk-off bunk. So that being said, they call it the soup kitchen because it's a shared facility.
Okay.
Now, I've never actually caught anybody using my soup kitchen because I always say it's closed for renovation, but that doesn't ever seem to really stop them. Guys like Mikey and guys like Cody.
Yep.
Like, you got your own bunk. Just jerk off in your own bunk.
It's not the same for them.
We use your bunk.
Yeah.
It's not the same.
No. As long as you keep your ladle clean, I guess it's not an issue, but
it's like a new pair. It's like a new pair of underwear or something. At first, it's gonna be weird. It's gonna be alien to you. You're gonna want that comfortable pair that you've always had. But
even if it has holes in it,
becomes a party. Yeah, even if it's got holes in it, those are the best because they're more comfortable. But yeah, so the soup kitchen is always closed for renovations, but they don't read the signs.
Never open for business.
Never open for business. I gotta
that matches some of the stories that I've heard about the old tour manager and crusty socks and shit. So that was kind of funny. It was kind of disgusting, but at the same time kind of funny.
About that.
I
keep hearing about that. I keep hearing like, because at that time I think they were in the Red Baron, or maybe they were even after Matt Damon, because I guess there was a time where there wasn't really a lot of space. So, you know, you often come across someone
Crusty sock.
And,
Hey, listen, it's bound to happen when you're on the road for so many times, you know. So let's talk about touring, you know, if you will. Touring, it's hard, man. You know, it's touring's not just, hey, we're going to continue playing. You know, so many things can go wrong on tour. You know what I'm saying? For example, imagine waking up, okay, getting in, packing everything that you need to play a show. You know what I mean? Everybody can kind of get an idea. Pack it up and then driving halfway across the country, wasting all the gas and everything, just to be told that the show is canceled or the venue's not paying you anymore. Imagine that. You know, imagine that. Imagine getting up and going to work, working, attending to work, and then telling, you know, just not being paid. That's not okay. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of what I wanted to talk about a little bit too, like the struggling life of, you know, a musician. Let's let people know how fucking hard it is and how it's like a dying art, really.
Well, the thing I learned most about touring at first, like my first couple runs, because this isn't my first tour experience with ARTIFAS. I've been out with my old band before.
Right.
Like the first week is always the most fun because you're like, yes, I'm out here, I'm doing it. You know, everything's great. Like, we're out here, we're doing it. Like the next, 4 to 6 weeks of my life are going to be doing this, and it's great. But like, like everything, it comes with its bullshit. It comes with its downside, and it's ups and downs and all around, just like anything. But as long as you have a good group of dudes with you, I think that it's like you'll be able to conquer anything. Like if you got 4 or 5 like minds with you that are able to think together and work and figure stuff out, because there are a lot of issues that happen on the road. Like if your generator goes out or your piece of equipment goes down or something like that, there's always some kind of problem to solve. There's always some kind of solution that needs to be met. And the most important thing that I've learned is having a good group of people that are going to be able to work together and solve that shit. And you're going to get clubs that try to lowball you, try to undervalue you, and try to take a percentage of your merch, and you just get a lot of like shit that they
bad
don't
vendors,
about.
Bad venues,
like nobody ever talks about the 20% merch fee that some venues ask for. Nobody talks about the club owner that's going to take the money and dash like during your set. Nobody talks about the clubs that are so small that they can't hold your production. You know what I mean? It happens time and time again. And us as traveling musicians, like we have a business to run, we have deadlines to make, and we have quotas and stuff that we have. We have a certain amount of money that we have to make. And
you're professionals, right?
Venues, and sometimes venues they just don't want to meet that because COVID, like post COVID, they don't really have to anymore because they're just like, well, you should just be happy you're playing a show. You should be happy you're doing it. For like significant less money. So
exposure your bills, right?
Yeah. So they say. I mean, it's never paid a bill of mine, but
no.
So if you're my advice to anyone who is in a band or wants to join a band and tours is you just gotta have thick skin. You gotta be tough. You gotta be strong-willed. You have to understand that yes, I am following my dream, but this is also a dream that is very, very difficult and very, very hard to attain. So it's going to try you. It's going to test you. It's going to push you to your limits. And I feel like if you make it home from a tour and you're ready to go back out, then no one can tell you're not cut out for this life.
So having been actually on tours other than with ARTIFAS, what do you think about ARTIFAS now, having done at least one tour with them?
Oh man, I think ARTIFAS runs exponentially like more professional than any band I've been in, and that's not a jab at any band I've ever been in, because most bands like we're local, we're like do weekend runs and stuff. We've never done anything other than my old band Zoo Tripping. We've never done anything that was longer than 2 weeks. So having a staff that is able to get stuff done and keep you on the ball and like
Mhm.
make sure that you're on stage for sound check and like at the merch table for certain things. Like it's like a well-oiled machine, and it runs very well, and it's very professional, man. Like Theresa is awesome. She's very she's very on
Best
the
in the
ball.
biz.
Uh, yeah, Chris is a great front of the house sound guy who takes his time to make sure that we sound amazing. And then all the guys, like we understand our roles, we understand our positions, and we play our positions perfectly, and, day in, day out, regardless of how we're feeling, or if we're sick, if we're tired, if we're depressed, if we're angry, whatever, we still do our shit. So it's really cool, man. It's really cool.
I have here, if you're curious to see it, a sound check. Just a sound check. This is a sound check, okay?
Oh yeah.
Now, the reason... All right, here's a sound check. This, y'all, is professionalism at its finest. I'm sorry, that sound check is better than half of the live bands that I've listened to, so I'm just going to go ahead and point that out. I had a lot of fun filming you boys. It's there's an energy there that I've captured, and I want to show it to you now because I know I fucking have the damn thing. I wasn't ready for this at all. But y'all played the show in Okemos, at the go-kart place. You know what I'm saying? And I had to...
So much fun.
That rage room, though.
Oh, so much fun, dude.
Do your, let's see. Here you go. Remember this?
Oh my God, no.
That little BB room or whatever the hell it was.
Oh man, I'm sorry if I shot you. I know that.
I'm not worried about it, dude. It was worth it.
In the crossfire.
Oh, I had glasses on. We're good. I wasn't worried about that.
So
none.
Fun, that was so great.
There is
like 4-on-2.
Mm-hmm.
Anthony against everybody. It was not fair.
I want to show the world something real quick. And this is, you'll know what I mean. It speaks for itself. I don't think I really got to say anything. fit.
There's me.
That's proof you
There's
fit.
me.
That's proof,
Yeah.
man. Listen, that is a family.
We got the good hair club. Yeah.
That's what it is. That's what it is. Now, Mr. Hatmaker, if I'm saying that right,
Yes.
I want to talk about how you're not a master at parkour. Tell me the fence story in Texas. This is I was begged by Mikey to explain this.
So what me and Scotty and like some of the boys like to do when we're in these places.
Oh man, on days off, yeah.
Explore and I like to explore and walk around, stuff like that. And there was like this upper falls area and this lower falls area, and then there was this area that looked like it was the surface of the moon. It was really cool. And me and Scotty had checked it out the night before, so we had made a plan with the whole gang to get everybody up and drink coffee and go to one of these places and just like drink coffee and smoke weed in the morning. So that's what we did. We got up, we went to this place, we smoked weed, we did the thing. We're walking back, and I come across this like hidden trail, it looked like, but it was protected by a fence. And I was like, well, we should go check this out because we don't know where it goes. It's the only place that we haven't explored yet. So my dumbass goes to try to jump over the fence, and it's like 5 or 6 foot tall fence. It's pretty tough. And I get over top. I get my right leg over top of the fence. Everything's going good. And then I go to get my left leg over the fence and it gets snagged, and it just like power bombs me to the ground. Like boom, like it was like dead weight sack of potatoes, like boom. And I bounced, so I was like boom, boom. So the guys are just like shocked. They're just like, holy shit.
He died.
Are you all right? Just like laying there. Yeah. I was like, oh god, our drummer died. I'm like laying there, and I had my eyes closed because like I couldn't breathe because my wind got knocked.
You got the wind knocked out you.
Yeah, so I was trying to catch my breath, and then during that process, I was just like, I had my eyes closed, and I was like evaluating my body like a Terminator would. You know what I'm saying? Like just like beep, 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 you know. And it didn't feel like anything was broken. They got me to my feet, and immediately, as soon as I got to my feet, my right shoulder was just like, oh my god. So it's like a 2-mile walk back to camp.
Oh, we're not going back to the tour bus just yet. Hang on. 5 feet from where you jumped the fence. Tell everybody what was there.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So laying there, as I'm laying there, the first thing I hear is out of the right side of my head, actually no, it was to the left, was Mikey, his beautiful voice, saying, dude, there's an entrance right up here. And I looked over and it's like 10 feet away. It's like 10 feet away. All I had to do was just walk up and walk to this door. But instead, I completely annihilated myself. So we're walking back to the RV, and we have these walkie-talkies that we all carry. You know, like, well, that some people carry. Like, usually Chris has one, Theresa has one, and like Cody or Scotty will have one. Just freaking
right.
Scotty immediately picks up the microphone and goes, hikers to home base. Teresa's like, what's up? And Scotty's like, get some medical supplies ready. We had an accident.
Oh no.
And immediately Teresa's like, oh fuck. Who fucking died? Who died? And she didn't know who it was until we got there.
Right.
She goes, of course it would be the new guy. It would be because I'm not grateful with anything that I do. So
hey, listen,
we had 6 or 7 shows in a row after that too. So
oh, well, you learn your lesson the hard way, some might say. You know, something that's really good for pain would be cannabis. If you're interested, I mean, we could talk about. I am curious. You know, obviously, I know about your cannabis use. I know that you use cannabis. Yeah. My question is this:
you have aided me in my
aided and abetted, if you will.
Yes, you have.
When did you start using, man? When did you start smoking? You know, when did you do your thing?
Okay, so first time I smoked weed, I was 14. I was 14, and like there had been a couple times prior where I had been like exposed to it, but never tried it. And I was just with my group of friends, and my friend was like, "Hey, I got some weed if you guys want to smoke," and everyone was like, "Cool." And I didn't really say anything. I was just kind of like going with it, and because I hung out with older kids, they were like a couple years older than me, so
right,
you know, they were like 16, 17 and shit, you know, so I was like, all right, yeah, you know, trying to hold my own. And
right.
the bowl comes around to me, and This is like swag weed, like super poopy weed back in those days. And
Brickweed.
I hit the pipe, and immediately, as soon as it hit my lungs, I started just like coughing. And then I was high, dude. And some people say that they didn't get high the first time. Dude, I was fucking high. And then I had like 20 minutes after to eat dinner with my dad. And my dad is kind of a hard ass. So, like smoking, we didn't even think about it.
Okay.
I was like, well, I'm probably not going to. So blade that I couldn't skate. So I ended up walking home in the grass with my skates on. Like messing up all my bearings.
Oh, no.
And shit.
Right,
I was
right.
just too big to skate.
So to recap, you smoked with your friends right before you went and had dinner with your overly strict dad, if you will, and he knew you were high. How did he react to that? He was just kind of...
Yep. To spare the details, I got my ass kicked.
Yeah.
Well, you know, it's just that some people have their way of parenting.
Mm-hmm.
Can't help it. But I had no business smoking weed at 14.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
You know, at that point, it was a pretty like high stress point in all of our lives at that point. So I probably should have waited a little longer in hindsight, but you don't have any control over that shit. It just kind of hits you, you know.
So did that start like, you know, did that start like an avid use, or did you like wait a couple of years and was like, okay, I'm still alive, you know, let's keep doing this?
Well, for me, with my friend group, it was kind of like smoking weed for them was like something that they just did like on the weekends and stuff. Like nobody, I didn't really know, like, you know, that's what it was for like the first couple of years, and then started getting into music, playing drums.
I've heard some you know, worse first time stories. Yours is pretty, and I'm not going to say run of the mill, but it's pretty average. Like it's pretty basic, you know. There's nothing, you know, wild about it, you know. However,
yeah,
look what it led to though. Like you're a touring rock star now. Like
yeah,
you know, 14-year-old you could see you now, right?
Yeah, dude, I think a 14-year-old me could see me now, he'd be like, oh shit, you know. He'd be like, well, I gotta stay on track. This is what I wanted by this point. By this point in my life, this is where I wanted to be, you know, doing the band and making records and, you know, shit like that. So I think I'm right on par to where I wanted to be. But 14-year-old me would probably be like, oh, dude, your hair is green.
I love it. Now, I want to talk about one more thing before we get up out of here. I don't want to take up too much of your time, brother. I've had this question asked to me, and now I turn it to you. Somebody asked me, if you could look back in your life right now, complete 180, and look back at everything that you've done, okay, and everything that you've said, there are a bunch of lies that you know that you've said, you know, same as me. What is one lie in your life that you know you told on purpose, so you're lying on purpose, that you got away with and you know you shouldn't have? Okay.
So I was like 18 years old, like first like actual serious band that I wanted to be in. I went to school with this kid who was like a shredder and had always played guitar, like learned every Metallica song, you know, like just a savant. We got reconnected through like MySpace. He asked me if because he saw pictures of me playing drums. He's like, oh, you're a drummer? I was like, yeah, I play. And he was like, I'm trying to start a band, trying to start like a death metal band. I was like, dude, fuck yeah, I got the chops, man. Like, let's go. And he's like, well, who do you take your style after? And I was like, oh, I played just like Joey Jordison, knowing that I don't fucking play like Joey Jordison. But I lied to the dude so I could get in this band, so I could get things going and get started. So when we first met up to play and like rehearse, clearly I didn't play like Joey Jordison, but I played good enough. I played good enough to where I was able to like, get the part.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of lied my way into the position so I could, you know, be a drummer in a band because I've been so ready for it. And yeah, so that I think that was probably one of the bigger ones to get me started. But I'm glad because it pushed me and made me get so much better, you know.
That's the thing. The reason for the question, I this is my own personal, view on it, but the reason for the question isn't to, have everybody out themselves and all of that. No, it's when we lie about something, we're trying to cover something up. We're not proud. We're trying to show off. There's numerous reasons why we do. However, if you remember that lie and you remember doing it, you did it for a good reason. You know what I'm saying? You did it, you learned from it, and is my point. If you remember a lie that you told 25 years ago, 20 years ago, or something like that, you're still learning from that. You're learning, I probably shouldn't lie anymore. You know what I mean? And things of that nature. And that's just my personal, view on that question. It's a damn good question. It is. It's I think it's revealing of a person.
I don't know. I think like at the end of the day, like, I was in no position to tell that dude that I played so well, knowing that I didn't, because I had to kind of explain myself afterwards. Like, yeah, dude, I know I can't play like him, but I just really wanted to be in the band, I felt stupid, but I was in that band for like 2 years after that, and then they replaced me with someone who was better. But still, like, I was able to get some experience in that band, and then it led ways to other bands. So I guess putting myself in that position based on a white lie was probably the best thing I did, because I probably wouldn't have had that opportunity, and it wouldn't have opened up doors for me down the road.
Hell yeah. Well, I'm glad you're a part of Artifice, man. I'm glad I got to hang with you, glad I got to smoke with you. I'm glad to be able to share memes with you, and shit like that. Like, it's good to see somebody still have the tenacity, to grab a pair of drumsticks and go after it, and I'll admit, years ago, I used to play. I don't anymore, doing other things. I found that I'm just better with video. That's the truth. I really like seeing people, go for what they want, do things that they like doing. I really draw a lot of inspiration from it, and especially seeing somebody that, has come from a cooking background. It's even better there, man. But I'm excited, man. I hope I can get to film some of it.
Yeah, we're currently writing a new record and writing a couple singles, and we're keeping it moving and keeping it grinding, and just keeping things afloat. And we're shooting a couple music videos in the next few months, and we got a lot of good things coming up, man. So look forward to sharing it with you, brother.
Hell yeah, hell yeah. Well,
shout out to you too, man, for being so hospitable to us when we were at Okemos, and letting us stay at your house and getting us blazed, and like letting us pet your dogs. Like, it was super cool, man. Like, it was
hey, listen, nice. I would have. It's how I was raised in the South. You know what I'm saying? Them boys know. That's the. Yeah, it's the. Hosting you guys on tour while you guys were here in Okemos is just like you staying on Cody's couch for a week, buddy. You know what I'm saying? That's how we was raised in the South. You take care of those people around you. They'll take care of you.
Yep, there it is, man.
I appreciate y'all. That's why I did it. Fuck. That's the truth.
Yeah.
But I'm excited, man. I'm excited for 2023. I'm excited for shit that I'm doing. I'm excited for shit that you're doing. I'm excited for shit that we're doing. I think it's literally dope. It literally is. Yeah. But until we get there, my man, we're just gonna sign off this. Everybody have a happy new year. Happy whatever. Yeah. Happy holidays if you didn't see it. Anything like that. I want to thank you, Stephen, for taking some time and toughing it through the really bad internet. To sit down and chat with me.
Thanks for having me, man.
Absolutely, brother. Absolutely. Well, my tokers.
Of the show.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. My tokers, my jokers, my smokers. This has been another amazing episode of the Daily Chronicles, y'all. Again, thank you, Stephen, for popping on, my man. Until next time, y'all. We'll catch you on the flip. Peace.